So, how do you desirelessly desire to find God? That was one of the great mysteries of one of the Himalayan gurus. And this guru was a very interesting and funny person, um, and very wise. So he had completely white hair and a long white beard, and the color of his beard and hair was more like white with gold in it. It looked like he had gold in his hair. Very incredible. So he had students, and he was a Himalayan guru, and he told his students to find the lightless light, or Brahma, which is one of the trinities of Hinduism, which is Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And Brahma is like the creator, and Shiva is like the destroyer, similar to the Christian Satan. And the Hindu gurus say when Shiva opens his third eye, the whole world will burn into smithereens. So he asked his students, how, if you meditate and to find God, if you meditate with your desire to find God, the desire blocks you from finding God, because having a desire already blocks you from finding God. So you have to desirelessly desire to find God in meditation. So it's all about meditation. So that was one of the great mysteries. How do you desirelessly desire to find God? If you want to find God in meditation, how do you find God desirelessly? Because the desire to find God already blocks you from finding God. So you have to be desireless. Anyway, so this was one of the great mysteries that the gurus, this Himalayan guru told his students. And he also explained some things about healing, and he had a necklace, and the necklace had like this round silver thing, and it was like this big. So he had it around his neck. So he showed it to his students, and he said, this has been used for thousands of years to heal people. So he would take this necklace, which contained mercury, and he put like fine gold onto it that was looked like little sheets of paper, very thin, and he put it on this necklace thing, and it would dissolve into it, and he would rub it, the fine gold, into this necklace, and it would dissolve into the necklace. And then he would take the necklace and a glass of water, and he would dump it into the water several times, and then the gold, he explained that this comes from alchemy. The gold would become water soluble, and then you would drink the water soluble gold, and this would be then in your system and heal you. And he said that this has been known by Sherpas and gurus in the Himalayas for thousands of years to heal people. And he said that you could heal people even from things like cancer and all manner of disease. So this guru was a very interesting guy, and he had like a statue, a silver, like it looked like silver, a statue, and he used to meditate always in front of that thing, sometimes together with his wife. And he also explained things about tantra, mantra and yantra, and the importance and the power of these three things. So mantra means a tool, like a gardening tool, for example, and mantras are used, for example, in Hinduism. If you worship the sun, you would use the mantra Om Hiranya Garbha Yanaha, and you would repeat that 108 times exactly. And you would do that when the sun comes up, and you would do that when the sun goes down. So at least twice a day you would have to chant this mantra Om Hiranya Garbha Yanaha 108 times. So and this was very interesting. So, and he then also I think I cracked the code of this mystery that he had, how to find God in meditation. If you have a desire to find God in meditation, you are already blocked from finding God because you desire to find God, and the desiring blocks you. So how to desirelessly desire to find God? The answer to that mystery is, in my opinion, is that you make it your life's purpose to find God in meditation, because then you do not desire to find God. You do it. You just do it every day. You don't think about it very much. And if you do it long enough, you stop desiring to find God, and then you will find what he called the lightless light. So this was a very deep discussion about meditation and Hinduism by this Himalayan guru. So this was basically one of the more deep and interesting things that he talked about. He also talked about Kundalini and the importance of Kundalini and so on and so forth. But I would be very, very careful with that because it's dangerous, and I would never do that alone. I would never even do it with an instructor. So And also, what was very interesting was that the one of the guys who made, I think he made a documentary in India about Hinduism, and one of the guys was also a Christian, and he saw one of these holy men, these Indian holy men, um, um, doing yoga and chanting the sun mantra when the sun came up, and he approached him and he waited for him to finish, and he then um, uh, explained to him the Bible. And this holy man of India was so grateful for the gospel. He explained the gospel to him. And this holy man of India was so grateful, he immediately took off his shoes, because he considered the ground on which they stood when he opened the Bible and explained to him the gospel. He considered it holy ground, so he took off his shoes and he sat down with him, and he explained to him the gospel and the Bible. And I think he maybe he even gave him a Bible, and I think so. He was so grateful to hear that, because even if you are a holy man in India, you have to it's all works based. You always have to do things to go to to you always have to do some works to get into heaven, and that's in every religion. That's you always have to do things to um, be accepted into heaven. You always have to do things, and this holy man was so grateful about the gospel that he couldn't be more grateful, and he gave him a Bible, and he was unbelievably grateful for that, and because he never heard that, and also there are uh, uh, people in America who immigrated from India, and their grandchildren, basically they are completely astonished that people are again, like, people in the West are into yoga, which they remember their great grandfathers or great grandmothers to do, and to do these mantras and so on, and they just they can't understand why people would fall for that, for getting into Hinduism again, because it's just the Bible is so much more. It's just they can't understand why people would get into yoga, meditation, chanting mantras and so on, because that's what their great grandmothers did, and it's like unbelievable for them. So yeah, so that was just a little story about what I saw in Hinduism. And thank you for listening, and God bless you all.